I'm Chelsea,
And I'm Jenny.
and this is Death and Gardening. Alrighty, Jenny.
All right. Well, I don't have an interesting anything to get started. I'm just going to jump into it.
Alrighty.
Okay. So, Mary Ann Robson was born probably October 31st, 1832. So we are in Victorian England again.
Like the probably.
It's not 100%. I found her christening record
Oh,
from
okay.
November 11th, 1832. So it's
probably October.
Yeah. That shows her parents as Michael and Margaret Robson in Durham County, England. According to other genealogy records I found, she may have had a brother and sister, but they are never mentioned in other sources. So, but she probably had, it was probably a small family.
Okay.
She lived with her parents in a mining village in Merton because her father was a sinker in the coal mine. A sinker's job, because I do not know these things.
What's a sinker?
I had to look up so many terms for this whole thing.
That was me in the last episode. That's why I had so many parentheses going, and this is this.
Yeah, a coal mine was really it's like Merton Colliery is how it's said, but I had never heard that word before. But it's just all of the things involving a coal mine.
Okay.
So I'm just saying coal mine.
Okay. I have a sinker.
Yes. So a sinker's job was to create new vertical shafts.
Oh, okay.
Which seems incredibly dangerous.
Absolutely.
I think it was regarded as like a very highly skilled job, which makes sense. In 1842, he actually died in a coal mine, possibly by falling over 100 or 150 feet down a shaft.
Dang.
Yeah. I believe her mother married again. She married George Stott in 1843, about a year after, probably. Which makes sense because it was probably very difficult for women in the mining community.
Yeah.
And in
Back
general.
in the day, and yeah.
Yeah. So after her father's death, Marianne left home to go work as a nurse for a Mr. Potter for about 3 years. And she returned home and worked for a dressmaker for some time.
Oh.
Yeah. So then we're going to jump forward a little bit in time.
Okay.
On July 2nd, 1852, Mary Ann married William Mowbray. They lived away in a few different places because William also worked in coal mines. The Industrial Revolution created a significant demand for coal with all of the steam engines and all of the different things. So there were a lot of mines and workers. They ended up coming back to the Durham area. I believe it was South Hetton specifically. And when she came back, she said that she had 4 children in the time that they were away, but they had all died.
Oh.
And I have a little information about infant mortality rate because this was not uncommon in this time period. The infant mortality rate around this time was roughly 150 deaths per 1,000 births.
Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah. Not a good time.
Was this also because I know in different periods of time where families had 6 or 7 children because 4 might make it to adulthood?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So they did have 4 more children over time. They had Mary Jane, Isabella, Margaret Jane, and John Robert. Some of the sources say different names for a couple of the daughters, like Mary Jane and Margaret Jane. Some say Mary Ann. I don't know. I just went with the ones that I thought were more factual. Her husband, William, eventually was a foreman at a mine and then became a fireman on a steam vessel. On June 24th, 1860, their daughter Mary Jane died at just 4 years old of gastric fever.
Ooh. Sounds like a rough way to go.
Yeah. So gastric fever seemed to be credited for a lot of deaths at this time. The typical symptoms were vomiting and diarrhea, which are symptoms of a lot of different illnesses.
Mm-hmm.
But gastric fever was just sort of the common, like, go-to cause for a lot of deaths. I guess it is also later known as typhoid fever.
Oh.
Which I didn't know. Like, every time I was looking up gastric fever to be like, what is this? Just typhoid fever comes up. So, yeah.
I wonder when the name changed. That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tragedy struck again, and their son, John Robert, died on September 22nd, 1864, also of gastric fever. Then her husband, William, died of an intestinal disorder or gastric fever in January of 1865. So
Oof.
just a few months later, yeah. I think I read that there were not really pensions for widows of coal miners at the time.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So William did have life insurance on him and the kids, which paid out £35, which was about 6 months' wages.
Oh.
So still not a lot.
No.
Probably a good amount for the time, but 6 months' wages doesn't.
Yeah, that's not going to get you by
Yeah.
for long.
Right? And then just a few months later after that, Margaret Jane died on May 2nd, 1865, also of gastric fever.
So they have one left.
Yes.
Okay.
And at some point, that daughter, Isabella, went to go live with Mary Ann's mother.
Okay.
Because how are you going to support yourself and a child after your husband dies?
Yeah.
So then, after the death of William, Mary Ann went to work at an infirmary in Sunderland. One of her patients was a man named George Ward. As the story goes of nurses and patients, they were married in August of 1865. He was not a super healthy man.
But they met at a hospital, so...
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm unsure on the timeline of all of this, but he was attended by a couple of doctors that could not figure out what was wrong with him. He had stomach pains and weakness. The doctors tried to treat him, but he just wasn't improving. At one point, Mary Ann accused one of the doctors of negligence and didn't want him seeing her husband anymore. She called in a new doctor that didn't know her husband's medical history or previous treatment, and when he arrived, he said George was near death. So, yeah, I don't know how long they were trying to treat him and take care of him, but George died in October of 1866 at just 34 years old.
Dang. Of some unknown cause.
Yeah.
For the time period, I'm sure. I'm sure it's something later that they'd be like, oh yeah, this was like Crohn's.
Yeah, right. She did ask the doctor to certify his death as typhus fever, but the doctor wanted to know why, and she didn't give a reason. So,
I mean, it is a little weird.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that.
Yeah, but I don't know if the doctors, I cannot remember in this case if the doctors figured out what it was or
okay.
if they certified or if she was just like, hey, I need the death certificate. Like, just say it's this. I don't know. Yeah.
What everybody else died of, just be another one.
Right. So, about 6 weeks later, after George's death, Mary Ann found employment as a housekeeper for a man named James Robinson, who worked as a shipbuilder. Mm-hmm. His wife had died, and he had 5 children to take care of.
Oh, jeez.
So, makes sense that he would be needing some help.
Yeah.
I guess Mary Ann was an excellent housekeeper. Because according to a newspaper article, James's opinion of her was, quote, "The new housekeeper possessed all the domestic qualities a husband could desire in a wife." His sisters were even impressed with her and said she was strong and clever.
I mean, she was a wife. She
Right. For
like twice.
Yeah. And I think like her first husband, they were married starting, in what did I say? 1852, and then he died in 1865. So I mean, they were married for quite a while.
Yeah.
At least back then.
All the qualities of a wife, because she was one. She does know how to do that, yes.
Right? So, tragedy struck again soon after Mary Ann arrived, and James's youngest son died at just 10 months old on January 4th, 1867.
Of?
That would be the gastric.
Shy of 5 people?
Yeah, I didn't write it in my notes, but I am like 90% sure that that's what that was.
Just throwing a guess out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
A few months later in March, Marianne visited her mother because her mother was sick. She ended up dying shortly after Marianne's visit, and Marianne's daughter was brought back to live with her and James. Apparently, there was a dispute between Mary Ann and her stepfather. Mary Ann may have taken valuables from the house, and her stepfather may have told her not to come back. So, I mean...
Oh, because her mom was married to not her original dad? Mary Ann's mom?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking the daughter of, the main character person. I was like, they got married already? What do you mean? I thought he was just talking about... Okay, yeah, so...
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Yes. And then, James and Marianne didn't really tell anyone that they got married in the summer of 1867. That's all of this is happening, and then they get married, which is fair.
Yeah.
Because this is Marianne's third husband, James's second wife, plus her mother just died, James's son just died. So
they have all the kids to take care of. And
it kind of makes sense. In April of... this must be the next year, or no, of 1867 still. In April, James's son, James, and daughter Elizabeth became very ill. Ooh. A doctor came to see them twice a day, every day, and saw Marianne give them the medicine that he prescribed, but they weren't getting better. Within 10 days of becoming sick, both children died.
Oh, wow.
Marianne made a comment that she wouldn't be surprised if her daughter also became sick. And then her daughter also became sick and also died. These children died over the course of 1 month. And at some point, James and Marianne had a child who also died in December of 1867.
I think Marianne just needs to be locked in a room away from everyone.
So my next sentence here is, so you might be starting to be suspicious of Marianne.
Yeah, that's a lot of random typhoid fever outbreaks.
Yeah. James was also getting suspicious.
Yeah?
Yes.
Everything was fine until you showed up and then 2 of my kids died.
Uh-huh.
Well, 3, I guess. Yeah.
He said he didn't like to think about it, but he and his sisters started to think that Marianne was poisoning the children. James also found out that Marianne had accrued some debt, and he was basically going to break up with her, so she left. And she took their... I wrote she took their last remaining child and disappeared for a while. But she brought the child back on New Year's Day, just brought their kid back to a house in like the middle of the night or something is kind of how it was described, and just never seen again.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Marianne had also asked him to take out life insurance, but he refused.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. At some point, a friend named Margaret Cotton introduced Marianne to her brother Frederick Cotton, who was recently widowed and had already lost 2 children. He lived in Walbottle, and after they were married on September 17th, 1870, they moved to West Auckland. She was still married to James, but I'm guessing Frederick did not know that or anything else about her.
Probably not.
Her friend Margaret Cotton also died of some mystery stomach illness around this time. So...
Don't have kids with this woman.
Yeah.
Just...
So Frederick died in December of 1871. So they were married 1870. About a year later, he dies.
So many.
And then his son Frederick died March 9th of 1872. And their son together, Robert, died.
Okay, so he had 2 sons that had died previously. He still had a kid.
He still had children, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And then they had a kid?
Yes.
Oh my.
Yeah. So then, yeah, so March 9th, one son dies, and then their son dies March 28th. Marianne received life insurance for Frederick and the children.
Cool. Was it enough to pay off her debts so she can stop poisoning everybody?
Oh, no. She never claimed any of the debt. She left that on her husband, on James, and he ended up having to sell his house or get rid of his house if they were renting or whatever, and moved in with his sisters. And yeah. Oh yeah, she royally screwed him over.
Damn.
Yeah. So also sometime around this time, there are some accounts of...
I just had a real... yeah, okay, nope, keep going.
Okay. There are some accounts of Marianne having a lover, Joseph Natras, around this time, who became a lodger at her house, or Frederick's house. He died April 1st, 1872. There is also an account of another lover, John Quick Manning, who was potentially going to move in as a lodger, but the last remaining Cotton son, Charles, was a problem for that arrangement.
Okay.
So Marianne wanted to send him to the workhouse, but the man in charge of that decision, Mr. Riley, said he could only send the boy if he sent her as well. And she did not like that idea. She claimed she could be making more money if the boy was at the workhouse. I don't know if that's just, I guess, probably from collecting rent for a lodger, or...
I mean, I guess, yeah.
I'm not totally sure. She told Mr. Riley that she, quote, wouldn't be troubled long. He'll go like the rest of the Cottons.
Bam.
Charles did, in fact, die like the rest of his family.
Jeez.
There were several accounts of him being a healthy, normal boy, and Mr. Riley was suspicious and went to the police. The doctor that did the autopsy on Charles, I think I didn't include this in my notes, but he did like an initial autopsy and couldn't find anything, and I think determined it was gastric fever or natural causes, something like that, and she almost got away with it. But then he had like preserved some of Charles's organs for further testing, and it even mentioned that he buried them in his garden. And I was like, I should have looked into if this was a normal practice or if he just didn't, like, maybe he didn't want them to go missing.
I mean, that would be fair. They wouldn't go missing if they're on your property.
Right. Yeah. So he tested little Charles's organs and found that arsenic was present.
Yeah. So that dawning look was, I think I know her nickname.
Yeah?
Is she Typhoid Mary?
I did not see that one come up.
Okay, because I have heard that before.
I have heard that too. I did not see that nickname come up for this.
But still, yeah, arsenic.
Right?
Yeah. Because that's so many. I'm assuming probably her first 4 set of kids.
Potentially.
If not, like, stillborn and just, like, those. And then her next 4 set of kids. At least her first husband didn't die of arsenic poisoning. Okay. So maybe the first husband. The second husband, his 5 kids. We're in like the 20s for body counts at the moment. That's crazy. Mm-hmm. The fact that she got away with it for that long is insane.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
All right, continue. Sorry.
I just have a little bit about arsenic because I didn't know a lot. So, yeah. So what is arsenic? I apparently did not pay attention in science class because I did not know that it was on the periodic table. I felt very dumb because I was actually asked to leave my chemistry class in my junior year because I didn't care about school or learning or getting the safety goggles, so.
Well,
Yep. But I love learning now, so it's okay. Google also has a really cool interactive periodic table. Like, if you're into that, it shows, cool. Like, you can just, like, click on all the things and it shows you. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was cool. Okay. So anyways, according to the World Health Organization, arsenic is a, quote, natural component of the Earth's crust and is widely distributed throughout the environment in the air, water, and land. It is highly toxic in its inorganic form.
Okay.
So it can be found in water and some foods. It has also been used in several processes to make glass, pigments, textiles, leather, pesticides, preservatives, and so on.
So it's inorganic form. So you can find it in the Earth's crust and it'll be fine, but
I think it's still it's toxic both ways, organic and inorganic, but it's not good.
No.
Yeah. So the symptoms of arsenic poisoning, not just like exposure over time, are vomiting, diarrhea, numbness, tingling, muscle cramping, and death.
That sounds pretty mild, honestly, compared to a lot of other poisons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know over time, like long-term exposure to it can cause like types of cancer and stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah. And I also learned that arsenic in water in several, like 70 countries is a big problem.
Oh.
And that the World Health Organization estimates between 94 and 220 million people are at risk of exposure to elevated arsenic concentrations in groundwater.
Dang.
Yeah. So that was just... The more you know.
Well, careful about what you drink, I guess.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I think it's a pretty safe thing to assume don't drink water that's on the ground, but like also some places you don't always have too many
that
options.
Luxury, yeah.
So
I know when you're out like camping and stuff, they give like the filter straws so that you can drink from the rivers and if you need to, still water of lakes and things. But yeah,
lake water is so disgusting.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least river water is running.
Yeah,
lake water is something else.
I don't like it. I love lakes. I don't like to be in them.
Fair.
Unless it's very large. Okay. So now that we know the symptoms of arsenic poisoning, the deaths that followed Marianne seemed to be a pattern.
Yeah.
Most of the deaths were attributed to gastric fever because of the vomiting and diarrhea, and arsenic poisoning wasn't even on the radar. Like, that wasn't even a concern or a thought. And she moved around all the time. So it was not the same doctors attending people, not the same families. Like, she was all over the place. So it kind of makes sense that they didn't catch on. And arsenic was also found in so many things in this time period, like pesticides and wallpaper, or like the wallpaper dye. And it was fairly easy to buy. So, yeah.
God, I love little tidbits like, oh yeah, the wallpaper used to have arsenic in it.
Right?
Oh yeah, those green dresses that you wore would also kill you.
Yeah.
Oh. Yep.
Yeah. There were some accounts of Marianne purchasing arsenic from local chemists.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. All of this leads to her arrest, and she was charged with the murder of her stepson Charles on July 12th of 1872. However, her trial was delayed because she was pregnant with John Quick Manning's child. So she gave birth while she was in prison on January 10th, 1873.
Take that one away from her.
Yeah.
Keep it away.
Yeah. The trial began around March 5th of 1873 and ended around March 14th. I was going off of newspaper articles, and when they would say, oh, it ended on Friday, and it would give the date and like the day, but I'm not sure if it meant like that Friday that the paper was printed on or like the Friday before. So that's what all of the abouts are. The defense claimed that Charles was not poisoned intentionally since there were so many household products that included arsenic, which
is unfortunately true.
Yeah. This did not work, and Marianne was found guilty and sentenced to death. She never fully confessed, though according to one newspaper article I read, she told a reverend that she was responsible, but not intentionally. And when the reverend was kind of trying to ask her about that, like, she just wouldn't.
Let's say like the devil's whispering in my ear kind of thing, or
maybe I'm responsible for bringing all of these products into the house.
Oh.
Is kind of more what I was wondering. I don't know, because this was the 1800s.
Yeah.
There's not that many records. The fact that there are so many newspaper articles makes sense. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. She was sent to the gallows that had been erected at the Durham jail. And according to that same article, her, quote, occasional attempts at prayer were broken by those agonized shivering. It was evident that she dragged her unwilling limbs by sheer strength of will, and once or twice it appeared as if she was about to break down altogether. Which is fair.
Wow.
She stepped up to the gallows and said, "Lord, have mercy upon me." The undersheriff fainted as they pulled the lever. She did not die immediately as her neck was not broken. It took roughly 3 minutes.
Ooh.
This was probably due to the executioner, William Calcraft, being notorious for using a short rope. And it was...
Where's our other guy? Our guy who fixed that problem.
Some called him incompetent because so many of his executions were like Marianne's. And
Jeez.
There is also a connection to the executioner, William Marwood, from our previous episodes. William Marwood was William Calcraft's successor, which makes sense because it was William Marwood that came up with the long drop. So after watching...
He's like, this is not working.
Yeah, because I think Calcraft had like a 40-plus year career as an executioner.
Jeez. And over the 40 years, he just always used a short rope.
And I think I read in that maybe it was intentional for some people that he would shorten it.
It would not surprise me if over 40 years, if that was just his thing, he found joy in it. I'm sure that's sus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yay for It's all super terrible, but I'm glad that at least
Absolutely.
Marwood came up with a slightly more humane way to carry out.
Quicker.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, so since you were sort of keeping count,
Tried.
yeah. The count was estimated to be 21, but possibly more.
Okay.
And I believe that is including the first 4 children, but I don't know. I have a list somewhere of all of her victims. But yeah, and there aren't records to support all of the children that she claimed to have birthed. Like, according to her, it is 13. But records prove at least 8.
That she claimed to have birthed?
Yeah. So I think that would be the 4 that...
Yeah, that would be the 4 originally.
Yeah.
The 4 after. The one with... Because she didn't have a child with the dude she met in the hospital,
No.
right? Okay. He died too quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one she had with the guy...
I think she
His
might have...
already 5 kids.
Yeah, and I think they had 2 children.
Oh, okay.
One died, and then the one she brought back on New Year's Day randomly.
Oh, was one that she had also had.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then she had a child after that. She had so many kids.
Yes. But yeah, so at least 8, but possibly 13. The daughter that she had while in prison was adopted and lived until 1954.
Good.
Yeah, she had a very longer life.
She was kept, well, I mean, her mom was also sentenced to death, but yeah, she was taken away from that.
Yes.
So
Yes.
already better chances than all the other ones.
Yeah. I didn't include it in my notes, but I did look her up on like genealogy stuff, and she did have, I think, at least 3 sons. 2 of them did die in war.
Oh,
So that's not great, but
that's sad.
at least she did get to live
Yeah.
and have children and, yeah, not die of arsenic poisoning.
At like 4.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I guess I just kind of sum it up that she had 4 husbands, 3 of which died possibly because of her, 2 potential lovers, 1 died probably because of her, and Frederick's sister, Marianne's friend, and probably her own mother.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that too. Weird that she got her mother, but not her stepfather, who kicked her out, possibly, allegedly.
Yeah. Which, I mean, she was already staying with James Robinson. I don't think they were married yet, but they were already, like, she was already living in his house. So I'm like, I get her going to live there, and take care of her mom and stuff. But yeah, I don't know.
So did her first husband not fall 150 feet?
No, that was her dad.
Oh, that was her dad. I thought that
Yeah.
was her first husband. Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
Yep. Her first husband died of an intestinal disorder or gastric
That's right.
fever. Yeah.
That's right, because her dad died, and then she grew up, got married, and then her husband was also in the coal mining business. Gotcha. I'm there. Okay.
Yep. A lot of coal stuff, a lot of, yeah. Yeah.
Dang.
Her motive is mostly unknown, but we can gather that the life insurance was at least one motive, since she was able to collect it from most of her husbands and children. There are a few people who are very sympathetic to her because of her early life and tragedies that she was not responsible for, like the death of her father and being born into the sort of mining community lifestyle that is not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if the 4 children that she claimed to have had, like, if they died and it was just tragic, or if she started that early. I'm not sure. And I don't know where I sit on the side of, like, if she was, maybe not innocent, but innocent in the way of if it was intentional or not. I feel like it kind of had to be, because you go and you buy arsenic and different things, and then you make the
she
comments.
literally went to a chemist and bought it. That's where your innocence kind of...
Yeah.
If you were buying wallpaper and stuff, sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
but you bought it from a chemist.
And all the comments about like, oh, well, this one will go like the rest of his family, or, you know, it's just, I'm like, yeah, I don't think that she's innocent. I was feeling a little sympathetic myself after reading a lot of things, but I was like, no, I think, especially because I believe it was like the test that they did on like, Charles's like organs to find out if there was arsenic. Like it was in his stomach. It's
So
not
she,
like it was
fed it
just
to him.
yeah, it's not like it was just exposure to it or
Yeah.
something. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess that's pretty
Yeah,
pretty
that's more
obvious.
intentional. Mm-hmm. Granted, Charles also would have been. That was the last one that she killed, right? Yeah, so that's way down the line. Even if the first ones weren't intentional, and then it just traumatized her to the point she then still continued onward.
Yeah. Yeah, which I mean, I can't imagine her not being a traumatized woman.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But dang.
Yeah. But yeah, she had more victims than Jack the Ripper, who committed his crimes about 10 years after Mary Ann's death.
Huh?
So she was like England's most prolific serial killer because she had probably 21 victims.
Yeah, no, that is a lot.
Yeah.
Women serial killers are scary.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And there's also a children's rhyme about her,
Okay.
which I think is just eerie every time because it's kids singing about her.
The only
Like-
one I know that has Mary in it is Mary, Mary, quite contrary.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's
Not that one.
No, not that one.
So it is Mary Ann Cotton. She's dead and she's rotten. She lies in her bed with her eyes wide open. Sing, sing, oh, what can I sing? Mary Ann Cotton is tied up with string. Where? Up in the air, selling black puddings a penny pair.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. Kids singing about a woman that killed kids is still just, that's always, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems
We
like all
ring
kids
around the rosy though, so
and London Bridge and yeah, all of them. They're all, yeah.
yeah. And then you get to learn about them when you're older, and you're like, oh,
Yeah, thanks TikTok. Ruining my childhood.
so great though.
Oh yeah, no, it's so.
And I
very
did look it
interesting.
up. Typhoid Mary is not that one.
Oh, okay.
Typhoid Mary is Mary Mallon,
Okay.
an Irish-born cook.
Oh, yeah.
Still another Mary in history who killed people, I'm assuming, off the quick
Yeah,
glance. But
Probably. Yeah.
probably, I feel like maybe not quite as successful as this one, but that's 21 people. There's so many.
Yeah.
Granted, also, like we discussed, most of them were also children. So.
Yes. And usually very young, but they were all like very healthy for the most part, like before she came around. So that was kind of the dead giveaway too, is yeah.
Yeah, when everyone's fine and then someone shows up and they're immediately not fine. Yeah, it's a little suspicious.
Even with the infant mortality rate, because that was I think infant was considered up to 1 year old, like kids that didn't even make it to like their first birthday. So even with that, there's
Yeah, well, and even James had gotten suspicious. He was like, my kids were fine until you showed up.
yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I have a quote from a newspaper article that I think sums it up at least pretty well.
Okay.
It's from the Newcastle Weekly Current from March 14th, 1873, so around the time that she was like found guilty. But her real character has at last come out. The evidence against her leaves no loophole for her escape or hope. And taking all of the circumstances of her crimes into account, the West Auckland poisoner deserves to be spoken of in the same breath as the blackest murderers that have ever disgraced humanity.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. And I do have a picture
Is she old?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an old grainy photo, but those eyes.
Mm-hmm.
There's no care there. Like,
Yeah.
just no emotion.
No. Yeah. It's... Yeah.
Crazy.
But, and it's crazy that she just, she won people over, like, being a good housekeeper. And
Yeah.
just, I'm like, she had to have been, I don't know, maybe that is what makes her, like, the most kind of sinister, is that she was so good at
Hiding
getting
it
people
and-
to like her, and then being good enough to become a wife and mother to all of these children that needed a mother, and then just take them out sort of one by one. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, that being her MO is also just insane.
Yeah.
But, dang.
Yeah. Especially because I think the insurance payout for the children was like between 2 and 5 pounds. But
Well, granted, you said 6 months for coal mine was what, like 30 something pounds? Okay. Like 2 pounds is nothing, but it's also the 1800s.
yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Poor James.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, he's kind of the only one who really got to live through all that and deal with her death, and then her existing around his children
Yeah.
and what that did.
Yeah.
Wow. Poor guy. At least he had his sisters.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Thanks for teaching us about her.
Right, I know. Super, super not light. Yeah, very heavy.
No, but yeah, I hadn't heard about that one yet. So the more you know.
Yeah. I just think it's funny that she came up and like everything referenced Jack the Ripper and, her being worse than him. And I was like, right, so how do we remember Jack the Ripper? Because we didn't know who he was for so long? Maybe.
Oh, yeah,
the
just him being so ominous and no face.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably the mystery of it and the way he did it, because he only had like a handful.
Yeah, I
right?
can't remember.
There weren't a lot.
Yeah.
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 Huh.
But yeah, so.
The dark joke, just women will get it done. However, her targets weren't exactly
Yeah.
fit
If it
to
was
protect
like
themselves.
abusive husbands or something, then, whatever. I mean, not whatever, but like,
Yeah.
it'd be a little more understandable. But innocent
Yeah, that
kids,
too. But just kids
it doesn't.
and husbands that seemed like they cared.
Right? Good jobs and fine. I don't know.
I don't get it, but
I don't either.
she did it.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Well, she got what she got.
Yeah. That is true.
Oh, well.
She has been dealt with.
It has been dealt with. Well, yeah, the 1800s. I would hope she'd been dealt with or dead by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, that one, her daughter, her surviving daughter, just being like, yeah, so my mom.
Right? Well, and that was, I think, the craziest part to me was that with the potential 13 children this woman had and having one surviving child,
Yeah.
that there are descendants of this woman somehow because of that one child. Like, that blew my mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Ugh. Yeah. I mean, they're fine, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
still crazy.
Yeah.
Learned a lot. And learned that arsenic's just there. Everywhere.
It's a problem. Yeah.
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 Rightfully so.
Yeah. Right. Makes me want to test water around here.
Right. Like,
But yeah.
Thank you for informing and teaching.
Yeah, it was interesting to learn about. It was a bit heavy, but it was.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I learned a lot more than I normally would have. So
Especially about arsenic, since you couldn't do chemistry class.
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I passed it at some point, but not the first time around.
No. Oh. Well, that was it for this week then, and
Yep.
I'll have something. I said fun. I have something for us next week. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll probably not. It might pale in comparison. We'll see, but it'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
Until the next one. Bye.
Bye.